Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. First things first, I will not be adding any music to this video, and I'd like everyone to give me comments on whether you prefer that or not, because someone said that without music is actually nicer, and maybe everyone agrees, and then we can go back to the yogic roots. But I have a few things to say about like why yoga with music now means something else than what it used to. Anyway, let's get to the class itself. Come down onto your back and into Supta Baddha Konasana, that sleeping, that reclined angle. We bring the soles of the feet together, knees drop, and we bring the hands onto the chest and stomach. And we smile, a little smile or a big smile, and we take a deep breath in and sigh out. Two more like that, everyone in their own time. And then let yourself arrive in your body. Meaning we want to forget what's going on around us and whatever we've done before. It could be anything. Could be having slept, could be having worked. But now it's all about tuning into what's going on inside of you. Your breath, your heartbeat. And then start to feel your spine, especially the lower back. And then the inner thighs and the hips. And that connection of your body with the ground. The outer edges of the feet, and which other parts are in touch with the ground. We want to try and keep being as aware of every part of the body as we start moving, even as we're going into challenging postures and movements. We raise the arms and stretch them out above our head. And then raise the knees and very gently, feet on the ground, a little bit further apart maybe. Start moving the knees from side to side. Arms can drop next to you. I always quite like holding on to my opposite elbow. And the eyes can stay closed as you go further and further. So dropping the knees further down with every time you take them to the next side. And what does that mean for how the hips are feeling, what's going on in the side body and in your back. And then drop your knees onto the left side, and if you want to, bring your left foot on top of the right knee. Maybe turn the head to the right if you want, and settle for a slightly longer hold in which you can start feeling more and more into the right side of the body. And nice and gently release and stretch out, or do something else that feels good for you. Could be hugging the knees in, could be moving into the legs, no right or wrong. And then we go for the other side, so remembering feet far apart. Drop your knees to the right side, maybe turning the head to the left, and maybe bringing the right foot on top of the left knee. This may very well be far too deep for you. Maybe that you want to adapt in a way that I haven't shown or suggested, and that's completely fine. Just a little reminder, every yoga practice is yours, it's not the teacher's. And we all have very different bodies, so we want to make sure we do right by them rather than trying to fit how someone else looks or what we've seen on Instagram, because that's not important. It's all about how we're feeling. That's why it's also quite nice to keep the eyes closed, to get a sense of what's going on inside of us and hone that sense of interoception. from here, gently back up. And we close that gap underneath our lower back and raise the legs. Raise the arms as well. Eyes can stay closed if you want, but if you want to open them whenever you want to, of course you can. Start moving into your fingers and wrists and into toes and ankles. And then flex your feet and reach for the feet. For some it'll come easy to hold onto the feet, but of course that's not everyone. We start pushing the knees down, and if you feel like holding onto the feet means you're suddenly tensing up the neck because the chin might go up more, you might find it more comfortable to raise the shoulders, then release, relax the shoulders back down, feel the back of the head firmly in touch with the ground. And if you need to, raise your buttocks a little bit. But there's something nice about feeling the lower back press into the ground. So obviously you don't need to hold on to the feet. You can go lower, and you could rock from side to side here if you wanted. So a little bit more movement today, I thought, because we had the last couple of weeks that were obviously very, very challenging long holds. So hope you enjoyed them. And if you didn't, this one's for you. We want to try and press a little bit further down and then also push the feet a little bit further in while the knees stay where they are. So they're pushing out quite actively. So you want to feel that in your adductors. And then release and let go. Hug your knees in towards you. Maybe you want to move into your ankles after that dorsiflexion of the foot. And then relax, left foot down onto the ground, right knee on top of the left. And that's just one of many options. As you know, there's many other options to come into a twist, into Markadasana from here. This is mine for today. You can adapt, just guide your your right knee over to the left side. And then maybe stretch out the left leg if you prefer. So see where you'd like to be, what makes you feel good. What makes you feel like the spine is getting ready for some flowy asana practice? And we release and bring our right ankle on top of the left knee. And as for that release in the spine that we probably need, pull that left leg in towards you if you can. So this may be a little bit too much, obviously. It sometimes just helps to slide the left foot further in. And either way, if that left foot is on the ground, then there is that length in the spine. And maybe that's enough to just, have that as a counter pose, so to speak, for Markadasana, for that monkey pose or reclined twist. I know it has many names. Many people call it something else, but that's how I learned it. And I quite like it because I imagine a monkey being very nimble and long arms and legs and very flexible. And that's us in that pose, basically. And then relax from here as well. Bring your left leg on top of the right, so knees on top of each other. Maybe, maybe not, your choice. And we drop our knees to the right side. Maybe it's also just the left knee going over, depending on where you want to be. You can try out different things as well. So it's not a super long hold. It's for us to start feeling the body, activate the spine, warm up a little bit. And just notice how maybe today feels a little bit different than yesterday did, or maybe the last time you practiced was 2 weeks ago. That's fine. So we take all of that into consideration as we notice how we're feeling, so that we know what are those good decisions, wise decisions, based on what we know about the body, the way it is today. And we'll roll onto the back. And same thing here as well, right foot onto the ground, at least that's how we're starting. Left ankle on top of the right knee. Press that knee away gently and maybe deepen by pulling that right leg in towards you. And because sometimes when things flow, or also when we're just in very challenging postures, we don't pay as much attention. Sometimes because we can't. We're focusing on one thing that is so all-encompassing. Just a little reminder that the aim of us practicing is that awareness of the body and everything that's going on inside at any given place in the body. And that is the big challenge, because that can't possibly happen if we spend most of our days, as we do, focusing on things that have nothing to do with our own bodies. And that's work and it's other people, and that's all fine. But that's why this practice is so important. And it's probably not advisable to go into really challenging movements and flows and asanas if we feel that we can only focus on the one thing and one thing only. So always stay aware of the breath, for example. That's a good guide. We raise the arms and legs from here, moving a little bit into them again. And we end on flexing the hands and feet, pressing the heels and the heels of the hands up towards the ceiling. And take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, guide your feet towards the back. For some of us, we might need to use the hands at our buttocks. And if you don't, that's fine as well. That's great. But it's also great to bring the hands where else they could be helpful. From here, take a deep breath in and exhale as you roll onto your tailbone with the legs bent or straight. And then open the palms to the ceiling, roll the shoulders to the back and down, and look up to the ceiling. And if you feel that that's uncomfortable in the neck, immediately change your gaze. So this is just one of many options here. Might help to just open up the chest a little bit more. But you know yourself best, so be comfortable here and keep breathing into the belly. So we want to use our diaphragmatic breath, of course, as well as the clavicular and intercostal. So the whole lung apparatus. Now right hand behind, left hand to the outside of the right leg. Look to the back. See if you might not even need that right hand on the ground. And change sides. Raise the arms on an inhale. And then exhale, open up to the left side, look to the back. See if you might raise that left hand, completely optional. And again, your legs could be bent here as well, feet could be on the ground. Inhale, raise your arms, and exhale. Cross the legs and bring the hands to your heart center. And then we're going to drop the fingertips from here, going into the wrists a little bit. Tops of the hands should be felt here as well. What shouldn't happen is shoulders coming forward. So relax them to the back and down. And then gently move your into your neck, bringing one ear to the shoulder and then the other. And then look from side to side. And try to go a little bit further than you normally would. So rather than thinking, oh, I'm looking to the right, I'm looking to the left, try to look what's going on behind you. And then draw a circle. Make that a small one to begin with and a super slow one. And then as you change direction, you might make that circle a little bit bigger. And one more time in both directions. And from here, chin to the chest, shake off your hands, and then a little bit of movement into the wrists as the arms go up. And we open and close our fists, moving into the fingers a little bit. And then from here, hands behind the head, press down. So chin is already close to the chest, but now with the back straight, press down further to start warming up the neck. And then you might feel warmth creep down into further down into the back. So can you feel that? And it's really just about feeling things that we may or may not have felt before, but we're now very much aware of. Now round your back, elbows towards the rib cage. So think of yourself as a little ball, a football, rather than a medicine ball. And on an inhale, we come up. And we raise the arms, we raise the head. We stay there, we relax the shoulders down, but we keep the arms long. And then release your right hand, send your left arm over to the right side, open the palm to the ceiling, look to your fingertips. And then other side. Same thing here, palms open to the palm opens to the ceiling, just one palm. And release and come onto all fours from here. Spread your fingers and start by aligning the knees and hips and the wrists and shoulders, and then lengthen your arms, spread the shoulder blades apart. A little bit of a round here that goes bigger and bigger as the tailbone pushes forwards and the chin comes to the chest. And then we come forwards. And back into an arch, raising the head. And on your next exhale, round your back. And on your next inhale, arch your back. And as I always say, listen to your breath and to what it's doing right now. You could guide it. You could start using the Ujjayi breath. But it's always fine to be aware of the breath as well, rather than guiding it, as long as you're adjusting the movement to it. You may want to slow down your breathing to spark parasympathetic activity. You may find it quite interesting to listen to the breath and notice what it's up to. Stay in your next arch. And then from here, reach for your right foot and look to the left side. Sorry, I should have said, reach for your right foot with the left hand, raise the knee high, and add a little bit of a bend into that right arm, but bring the elbow in towards you, towards your rib cage. So Chaturanga style, rather than pushing that right elbow out to the side. And then release the left hand. Left foot can slide out if you needed to, and I might. And then grab hold of your right foot with the right hand and look to the back or up, or drop the head down towards the ground. Most challenging for your balance would be to raise the head and drop it towards the back. It's okay to find things challenging. I have a feeling that I'll be finding my balance quite challenged today, but we'll see how that goes. Release and step the right foot to the front, tuck your left toes under, raise the knee off the ground and twist. And from here, release your right hand onto the inside of the right foot, left foot to the ground, and we raise our left arm and take ourselves into reverse warrior. Bringing the left hand maybe onto the right waist behind us here. Look into the right hand and release from here as well. Hands to the ground, knee back down and right knee back. We adjust the hands if they need to. That right hand might have to go a little bit further to the right. And then from here, reach for your left foot with the right hand. Raise the knee, chin to the right shoulder. Left elbow in towards us. And don't forget to breathe. And release, changing hands. So right foot might come outside of the mat here to give you a little bit more support, a little bit more stability if needed. And then look to where you're comfortable. And release. Left foot to the front. Left arm can stay high. Tuck your right toes under, right knee off the ground. Twist. And release. Left hand down onto the inside of the left foot, right heel to the ground. Right arm guides our torso up and over to the back. Right hand can also rest on that left leg, but right leg. Oh, but what we don't want is to rest our weight on that leg. And yeah, I should have made a New Year's resolution to get my sides right, but I haven't. So you're gonna have to bear with me. Release. Hands come down, and we step to the front. Foot to the outside of the hand, sink your hips down, and then bring the hands to your heart center, looking up to the ceiling. Inhale, come up from here, and exhale, hands to the heart center. We step the feet together, or you could jump this as well. Too late. Breathe in, raise your arms. Breathe out, fold forwards. Breathe in, step your right foot to the back. And breathe out, drop your knee to the ground. And then we inhale and raise the arms, coming into Anjaneyasana. We may take ourselves further here, raising the right knee off the ground. But what we'll definitely do is press the elbows down and start rolling into the shoulders. Arms go up. Knee comes down if it was off the ground, and then we step into a plank. We'll hold this plank just because it's our first round. And we keep breathing. And we drop the knees and we hover the chest and chin. Elbows in, as you can see. And then inhale, drop your hips. Raise the chest. First Bhujangasana, so it doesn't have to be super deep. Just go to where you're comfortable. On an exhale, tuck your toes under and push the hips up. You might walk it out a little bit here if we need to. But after what we've done to the hamstrings already, we're probably fine. Inhale, raise your right leg. And exhale, flex the foot, drop the heel. Breathe in and look to the front. Breathe out, step to the front, left foot to the ground, warrior one on an inhale. And then from here into Natarajasana, grab hold of your left foot, look into the palm of the right hand, advanced, close the eyes. Not advanced today. It's good I'm doing these balancing things today because they're definitely a challenge for me right now. Okay, we inhale and come to standing. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Breathe in, arms go up. Stretch out. Breathe out, fold forwards. Inhale, left foot to the back. And exhale, drop your hips. And as you inhale, come into Anjaneyasana, arms going up. Now again, we've got the option of raising the left knee off the ground. Gosh, sides are getting worse in 2025. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. But if you're doing it, keep the top of the foot on the ground. So that's how you're getting that lovely stretch here. Now, arms to the back and down. Inhaling as the arms go up. And exhaling as the arms go down. So syncing that with our breath doesn't just give us the option to be more aware of the breath. It also means that we can slow things down a little bit because the breath is probably a little bit less fast than you'd normally do this movement. But that is an assumption. I might be completely wrong. Hands to the ground and step into a plank. Breathe in. And then exhale, drop into Chaturanga Dandasana. And inhale into Upward Dog. Exhale, push your hips up. Padvadasana or Mountain Pose or Downward Dog. And on an inhale, raise your left leg. As you exhale, flex the foot, drop the heel. Keep pushing your shoulders to the back. And step to the front on your next inhale. Bring your right heel to the ground. Breathe in, raise your arms, straighten the torso. Virbhadra, the avatar of Shiva. Taking yourself into another variation of Shiva, Nataraja, the Lord of performers, the Lord of dancing, of dancers, Nataraj. Maybe closing the eyes here, maybe looking into the palm of your hand. You're in very good company if you're struggling with your balance today. And from here, inhale, come to standing. And exhale, hands to the heart center. And close your eyes. Feel your big toes touch, feel your heels touch. Feel your heartbeat.